Well, you know, with a busy fall season fast approaching, the last thing that parents want to worry about is what they're feeding their baby. They want to make sure it's the right thing, especially those parents transitioning their babies into solid foods. I remember those days. Pediatrician Dr. Whitney Casares joins us now to share tips on what foods to start with and where to find more information so other parents can have this kind of help. Welcome, Dr. Casares.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Welcome. Well, you may have heard me say I remember those days. My boys are both college age now in their 20s. So it's been a while since we transitioned, of course, to solid food. But that is a concern with new parents. So give us some good tips on that, transitioning from liquids to solid.
Yeah, so absolutely. First and foremost, you want to make sure your baby is developmentally ready. And you can ask your pediatrician, they can guide you. But also there are a few developmental milestones you can look for yourself. And those are that your baby has good head control, that they can sit either assisted or unassisted, that they seem interested in food, and then that when you give them a spoonful of food, that they don't push it immediately out with their tongue onto their chin, that they can actually swallow it, that they have that ability. And then you want to think about, okay, how am I going to approach this? How am I going to make it so it's a little bit smoother with the transition? I'm a parent too, and I know that if my baby's in a bad mood, that would not be the best time to try to start solid food. So make sure your baby is not too hungry, not too tired. Maybe give them a little bit of formula or breast milk, whatever you normally give, whatever they're accustomed to, just before starting the solid food or offering it, so that way their tummy has a little something inside.
Those are all good tips, and take photos too, if I may add, because I have pictures of the first solid food. They were so excited. I think we took video too. They couldn't wait to gobble up those first tastes. So I know those are important. And speaking of that, how do we know which new foods to introduce?
As pediatricians, we're so interested in exposure and in feeding the rainbow in that first really 6 months of a baby's feeding journey. So from 6 months to a year, we want plenty of fruits, of vegetables, of whole grains, and also meats. And so one way to do that really easily and conveniently, especially for busy parents, is with Gerber's My First Solid Starter Kit. It includes 2 tubs of sweet potato puree, 2 tubs of pureed banana, and then also a little sachet of oatmeal cereal. And that has a lot of the nutrients that babies need as they're starting out. It provides the food in a texture that works with them from a developmental standpoint. It's safe, it's a quality food. And then with the baby cereal, one thing that a lot of parents are not aware of is that all babies are born with iron stores, with a certain amount of iron in their body. And especially for breastfed babies, that can get depleted at about 4 to 6 months. So then we need to add it back in with solid foods. So adding in the oatmeal cereal, you can mix it with a little bit of breast milk or formula, is a great way to ensure they get all the iron that they need, which is really important for growth and for development over time.
Nice. Great tips. By the way, I still love Gerber baby applesauce. One for the baby, one for me. Anyway, thank you so much, yes, Doctor. And where can our viewers find more information?
Go to Gerber.com for all the information, all the resources, all the products that Gerber has to help you on your feeding journey with your baby right from the start.
Sounds great. Thanks so much for joining us today.